Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon, everybody. The last time Scotland graced a major international tournament, Britney Spears was yet to release her first single. Pierce Brosnan was James Bond. Google and Facebook didn't even exist. 8 managers, 10 fruitless qualifying campaigns, and 200 games later, the day the Tarzan Army have been waiting 23 long and agonising years for is finally here. And as we've seen already, they are determined to savour every single second of it. Steve Clarke has already trodden where no Scotland manager since Craig Brown at France 98 had been before, just by securing qualification. His quest to etch his name in the history books by leading them into the knockout stages for the first time ever starts right here, live on Talksport. And I don't know who's more nervous, Clarke himself down in the dugout or the man to my left, Chris Iwelumo. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've gone sick to my stomach at the minute, but good nerves. You know, it's just about starting well, isn't it? You know, I have the belief, yeah, dare to dream, but get the ball down. We know what the strengths that we have. Tournament football's completely different. You know, it's a realistic expectation that we can go on and get the result here. We had our number, but it's about bringing that A game today. The nerves are there, but the players have got to use that. What a game this is going to be.
Well, the Scotland coaching staff and the subs lined up just on the edge of the huge technical area down below us at Hampden. The Scotland players before kick-off will stand against racism, of course having agreed to take the knee in solidarity with England when the two old enemies meet at Wembley, live on Talksport on Friday. For now, all the focus is on starting their campaign with victory. According to the back page of one Scottish newspaper, football is coming home to Hampden. Well, it's coming home now, all right. We are off and underway. Scotland shooting from left to right in this first half, and they're all navy strip. The Czech Republic all in white, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. Let's just remind you of the two lineups. No Kieran Tierney for Scotland, a hammer blow for Steve Clarke. Marshall in goal, Hendry, Hanley and Cooper in front of him. O'Donnell and Robertson the wing-backs. McGinn, Armstrong and McTominay in midfield, with Christie supporting Lyndon Dykes up front. For the Czech Republic, Vaslik the goalkeeper, Soufal, Chelushka, Kalas and Bourgil. Král and Souček of West Ham in front of them. Mazepus, Derrida and Yankto behind their leading goal scorer in qualifying, Patrick Schick up front. Early touch of the ball for David Marshall, the hero of that penalty shootout win that secured Scotland's place at these finals. And the noise around Hampden Park, only 12,000 inside, it feels like 100,000. They are determined to roar Scotland to victory this afternoon. And here comes Robertson down the left-hand side, did cross into the area, sails over the head of both Dykes and Christie, kept alive by O'Donnell. Encouraging start here for Scotland, and it's played towards the penalty area.
Different class there from Grant Hanley. It was there to be one, wasn't it? Aggression, fair challenge, and you know, that little bit of quality for that little break down the left-hand side there. Grant Hanley again, slowed it down, playing it out to Robertson, fires it into Christie's feet, he bombs in, that overlap, the weight of pass was excellent. The ball was a little bit big from Robertson. He did have the room just to take that knock to the goal line and then probably find Lyndon Dykes. Fantastic start. Lyndon Dykes has had 2 opportunities. The ball stuck both times and he's brought players into play.
Yeah, Scotland looking to take the game to the Czech Republic in the early exchanges here on Talksport, looking to follow in England's footsteps and get off to a winning start. Stop McTominay, or Armstrong rather, goes down and wins a free kick just inside Czech territory. The Czech Republic ranked 40th in the world, 4 places above their host this afternoon. But Scotland did beat them home and away in the Nations League. This is the 3rd meeting between the two teams in just 9 months, so certainly no surprises for either manager. And it's Scotland dominating possession in the early exchanges. The ball floated out to the right-hand side as we look, where Jack Hendry will come forward, and Immediately plays in O'Donnell, just run out of pitch on this near side, and it's a throw in for the Czech Republic with 3 minutes played. 0-0.
Well, you see him there as well. Lyndon Dykes again, great movement after his run to go into the left channel. Liam Cooper has that option. Great ball forward, but he also has the option. O'Donnell, who's hugging that right hand line as well. He's got that range of passing, so it's a great option to have, and it's about balancing it, using it well.
Steve Clarke, suited and booted, already stands, arms behind his back on the edge of the technical area. The man who only actually won 6 caps as a player has already achieved much more as Scotland manager than he did in those playing days. And he is already relaying plenty of instructions as the ball is played out to the left-hand side of that back three, and Robertson brings it over the halfway line for Scotland. The Czechs haven't been able to get any kind of possession in these opening 4 minutes. Scotland have it now just on the edge of their own penalty area, away to our left. Scotland attacking the east stand of Hampden Park. For those of you familiar with this famous old ground, that's the end where Zidane scored that breathtaking volley in the Champions League final for Real Madrid against Bayer Leverkusen. Who's going to be the goal-scoring hero for Scotland this afternoon, you wonder? 0-0 here on Talksport. Alex Crook and Chris Iwellamo, your commentary team. And the ball is played back to David Marshall. You were a bit suspicious, Chris, that maybe Gordon might get the nod ahead of David Marshall. Do you understand why Steve Clarke has kept faith with the man who made that penalty save from Mitrovic in Belgrade?
Yes, 100%. You know, both of them fantastic keepers. Both of them see themselves as number ones, and both of them you can rely on. You know, I understand that David Marshall already had a few early touches, playing it out from the back, playing through the third. But again, loyalty, it does mean a lot in club football and international football as well, from the manager to player.
Scotland have a chance to put a throw in into the Czech penalty area here. O'Donnell over the head of McGinn, who was well forward. He's only cleared as far as John McGinn. Tries to shoot right-footed. Blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box by Thomas Callas, but McGinn has won it back inside the penalty area, and in the end it's just about smuggled behind by Callas for the first corner of the afternoon here on Talksport.
Comes from a throw-in. McGinn uses body very, very well. You know, we've got a little bit lucky with the bounce, and then I'm thinking he's going to get his shot away. It's blocked very well, but it's the reaction of McGinn again. Going, winning it, trying to make it happen, and winning the corner here. These are vital. Grant Hanley in these moments attacks the ball so well, very aggressive but fair.
Robertson with the captain's armband to whip in the corner, left-footed from the right-hand side, nodded away by Thomas Souček. West Ham fans know all about his aerial pedigree, but it's kept alive by Armstrong, always full of running, the Southampton midfielder, down by the left corner flag here at Hampden. Just runs out of pitch, and it will be a Czech Republic throw, but a really encouraging start, Chris, from Scotland in these first 6 minutes.
Yeah, it is. You know, anticipating on the front foot. I've got to say, using the ball very well. Little moments like that. Armstrong, you see the ball up in the air, but he's going, he anticipates the way it's going to go, and he takes it on his front foot without breaking stride. That's what it's about today. Don't react. Anticipate where it's going, and go and make your decision.
Steve Clarke encouraging his players in the build-up to this game. Play the occasion, not the atmosphere, which, for those of you who've been listening throughout the afternoon on Talksport, will know has been absolutely electric. Czech Republic players having to contend with that as well, having to show courage, according to one newspaper in Prague. It's a ball given away cheaply by Scotland over on the far side. The pass intended for Robertson from Armstrong, out of play, and the Czechs have a throw 6 yards inside their own territory. Played 7 minutes, it's still goalless.
It was a fantastic little triangle, wasn't it? Cooper, Robertson into Armstrong, just that weight of pass, a little bit too much on it, but still, even though it was tight, the Czech team were very compact, hard to play through, the quality to play through it, just that final pass let us down in that moment.
He's not your average footballer. Stuart Armstrong has a law degree. I know at Southampton they have the fines committee, and he actually dons the role of judge, puts on the wig if you're late for training or you leave your dirty kit in the dressing room. Tremendous character, Chris.
Yeah, he is. You know, I think very intelligent boy, but fantastic footballer. You know, great energy, and he's like you say, he's brought his club form into the national stage, which is what you want.
Prefer today to Callum McGregor amongst the subs for Scotland, the unlucky member of the party, really, bearing in mind that Tierney is injured and John Fleck still recovering after testing positive for COVID is Declan Gallagher. He's the only fit and available member of the squad who hasn't made the bench.
Yeah, it's a squad game, Declan. I think Gallagher he'll be disappointed. I think he's not put a foot wrong, but it just shows you the quality and depth that Steve Clarke has to choose from.
Blonde-haired Yankto helps it on into the Scotland half of the Czech Republic, and that was a slice clearance by Jack Hendry. Early nerves perhaps, and then a foul given away against Cooper. So a free kick for Scotland midway inside their own half. Patrick Schick, the number 10, just leading with a left arm.
Again, it's football intelligence, isn't it? No, Jack Henry, okay, a little bit of a slice, but Cooper knows exactly where it's coming down, gets himself planted, reads the ball very well, knows the challenge is coming in.
I think his 7th cap, Liam Cooper, in for the injured Tierney, but following a long line of Scotland players to have plied their trade for Leeds United, as the ball is thrust forward for the bleached blonde-haired Dykes, and then there was a naughty challenge on the touchline by O'Donnell, who quickly is away from the scene. It's a foul on the Slavia Prague captain Jan Bourgil, who does get back to his feet. Well, later in the game, Chris, that would have been a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that the ball was there to be won. There was a lot of it to see. O'Donnell, again, just trying to react and make sure that he's as close to the player as possible. And like you say, just a little bit late there, but you're probably right. I wouldn't be surprised if a yellow card gets brought out there, Alex.
The standard of refereeing overall in this European Championship so far has been really impressive. The man in the middle today is Daniel Siebert of Germany. Czech Republic enjoying a bit of possession really for the first time in the afternoon. The Scotland fans still making plenty of noise inside Hampden, and the Czechs go back inside their own half to Thomas Kalas of Bristol City. He's had a pretty nomadic existence, Kalas, since joining Chelsea. Actually played more games out on loan than he did for the team in West London. Very much a key component for the Czech Republic, and he's on the ball now, 8 yards inside his own half. 10 minutes gone. You're listening to Talksport. Alex Crook and Chris O'Wellemu. It is Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 0. Burst down that right-hand side from Soufal, crosses into the area, met by the head of Schick, but loops tamely into the gloves of the yellow-shirted David Marshall.
Yeah, it's been a good start by Scotland. Czech Republic growing into the game, seeing a little bit more of the ball, and you've got to understand that and respect that. So you drop into your position, you make sure you're compact, hard to play through. And like you said, they just seem there from I suppose just down that right hand side with a fantastic ball in that's attacked well, but just he was found under the ball there, Patrick Schick.
This is already turning into an intriguing tussle down the right hand side. Stephen O'Donnell there just complaining to the referee that Bourgil this time maybe in retribution left one on him. No free kick, throw in for the Czech Republic, and it's swept to their right hand side, and Vladimir Soufal, the man that West Ham fans have come to affectionately know as the Warrior, and he's made up plenty of ground over on that far touchline. Infield for Alex Crow with the mop brown hair. Scotland really for the first time penned back inside their own territory as Crow takes over again and looks to release Soufal down the right. Robertson alert to the danger and swipes his clearance high into the stand over on the far side here at Hampden.
Yeah, it's important moments, decisions like that. I think there's still enough probably run on the ball there that you can just usher that one out, get your body in between ball and man there and let it go out for a goal kick. But again, getting caught in the moment, not seeing a bit of the ball for the last couple of minutes, just got to be defensively sound.
It's another free kick given away, Armstrong this time, for a foul over on the right touchline. Vladimir Derrida, the Czech captain, actually lost a boot in that tackle, just having to put it back on again. He just clipped him on the heel, Armstrong. No real malice intended, but this is where the Czechs are dangerous. More than half of their goals in qualifying came from set pieces, so a big moment with 12 minutes played here for Scotland. They need to defend this well. Yeah, and that's something that the Scottish players will have in mind. No silly free kicks around the area and that attacking third, because the quality coming in, you just have to make sure that it's a good high line at the minute. Looks like Yankto, left-footed, towards the far post. It wasn't a bad delivery, whipped across the 6-yard box. Thomas Kalas, closest to get on the end of it, couldn't get there. It's a goal kick for Scotland, and it remains goalless. Well, I'm looking at that, and it's Grant Hanley that keeps them all on there. I'm sitting thinking that there was a good line. I'm waiting for the linesman flag to go up there. It's a fantastic ball in, but Grant Hanley, just sometimes, can you be a little bit more brave? Stay with it, and then there's two players offside. But if one's going to go, they all have to go. It's the voice of Chris O'Wellemu, former Scotland striker, ex-Burnley, ex-Wolverhampton Wanderers, ex-Aarhus as well. Was that in the middle of their street? Tell you what, if we listed all your clubs, we'd probably get to full time, wouldn't we? Throw in for Scotland, right in front of the Czech dugouts. How big are the dugouts here at Hampden, by the way? You could practically park the team coach in there. It's going to be a throw in that Stephen O'Donnell, the former Luton Town man, once seen as the weak link in this Scotland team, now Mr. Dependable, will take over the head of Dykes. Christie waiting to pick up the pieces. It's nodded forward by McTominay in the pink boots and swept clear by Kraut. Under pressure just on the edge of the centre circle, and Marshall's come scampering out to the left hand side here, almost in the left back position to make the clearance. Manages to find touch. Throw in for the Czech Republic, and Marshall hastily gets back towards his 6-yard line.
Well, that's the responsibility of the goalkeeper as well. Always switched on, coming out. If any danger, can they come out and nullify that threat? And I think he made the right decision there.
Scotland 0, Czech Republic 0. 14 minutes gone here on Talksport, your home of Euro 2020. It was a positive beginning by Scotland. Plenty of possession. Lots of play on the edge of the Czech penalty area, but just signs that the Czechs are beginning to warm for the task. As Marshall clears high up in the sky, and it will be brought down just inside the Scottish half now by O'Donnell. Looks immediately to slide it down the right touchline, looking for Christie, and Christie didn't want to give that one up.
It's a Scotland ball. It's a Scotland ball, no matter how you want to look at that one. You know, Christie went there to win it. It's came off. You can see the linesman's right there. I don't know how. It's a fantastic ball down the line from O'Donnell as well.
That's what Christie does, though, isn't it? He feeds on scraps. He makes those runs into the channel. Is that why he's got the nod today ahead of Shay Adams?
Well, he scores important goals as well. You know, Serbia, you know, that's what he's about. Big game player, brings a lot of quality, uses the ball well. But like you say, those little half balls, he goes and chases everything and makes bad balls good balls, doesn't he?
We've just seen a Cruyff turn from Grant Hanley on the edge of the penalty area. Didn't keep the ball for very long, but it entertained the supporters here at Hampden. McGinn beaverishly wins it back, and then he's been dragged to the floor. Oh, that looked a free kick. The referee's not giving it, and the Czech Republic looking to take advantage, and that's a brilliant save by Marshall down low to his right. Patrick Schick, the danger man, with a ferocious right foot shot, and Marshall there turning it behind for a corner. It all started with what looked like a foul on McGinn. They played on, Yankto with a low ball into the area, Schick with a snapshot. Good save, Marshall.
Yeah, it was a fantastic save. Schick never said he knew exactly where the goal was, got his foot around it and worked Marshall there.
Derrida with a corner in towards the 6-yard box, headed clear by O'Donnell and then smashed over the crossbar by Yankto. Takes a big intake of breath, and it's still goalless.
It's just in that moment, McGinn, he's trailing in, defensively does his job, just gets his body next to the ball fairly, I have to say. The referee plays on, gets caught up in the moment, I think, the referee there, because it is a foul. You called it right on McGinn, but just because he let that one go, you can't. It's big decisions in moments. His positioning was perfect, but it's 100% foul on John McGinn there.
Well, a let-off for Scotland, and maybe a let-off for the German referee as well. Marshall with a goal kick upfield. 17 minutes gone. You're listening to Talksport. It's Scotland 0, Czech Republic 0, and here's Robertson breaking down the left-hand side, the Liverpool defender, and the Scotland captain just plays it back to Cooper. They just need to get a feel of the ball here against Scotland.
Yeah, spot on. Just get those little passes in, going back to Cooper, even back to Marshall. As I say, it's difficult, you know, when you're out of possession, and like I say, the Czech up team have been using the ball very, very well. You just get those passes in, it builds the confidence again.
Here is Scott McTominay, man of the match arguably for Manchester United in their Europa League final defeat. Said in the build-up to this tournament that he wants to bring that impressive club form to international level. Playing in the deepest of that midfield three with McGinn and Armstrong trying to get forward in support of Ryan Christie and Lyndon Dykes. Scotland have possession inside their own half. Hendry down the line, looking for O'Donnell, who shields the ball well and then plays it forward towards the penalty area, but nobody within 30 yards of the Czech goalkeeper Thomas Vaslik.
Well, it's difficult that one for O'Donnell. I think his positioning was excellent. I think Cooper and Hanley, they're using the ball well, but they had a couple of opportunities that they can go diagonal to O'Donnell. You know, that one in behind, a lot of room for error for that pass.
Here comes Scotland. Robertson down the left-hand side, crosses in towards Lyndon Dykes, who helps it goalwards, and it's just wide of the right-hand upright. Great break by Scotland. Robertson leading the charge. Dykes taking it first time and just steering the effort the wrong side of the right hand post.
Well, it's fantastic build-up play again, Robertson, that energy, bombing down that left-hand side, great interchange with Armstrong, and like you say, Lyndon Dykes, I'm watching the movement, he's in the D of the box, gets in front of his man, the ball was excellent, it was just a touch, probably got too much on it. You know, if you get a kind of lesser connection, then you're working the goalkeeper there.
That was the goal that I was rehearsing last night, Chris, when we came to Hampden Park. Robertson with a cross, Dykes with a shot. Call me Mystic Crookie if that goes in. 0-0. Scotland's best chance so far of the opening 19 minutes. He had lots of chances in the Lyndon Dykes in that warm-up game that we brought you live on Talksport 2. He was really frustrated, taken off in the second half without managing to get his name on the score sheet.
Yeah, he could have walked away from the Luxembourg game with 2 goals, couldn't he? The one that came off his hand, and then he's bundled it in the back of the net as well. Just little things wasn't going for him, but he was in the right place, wasn't he?
Here's Yankto, room to turn on the edge of the penalty area, crosses towards Schick, and that's a good header behind. Grant Hanley, the Norwich City skipper, doing his defensive duty, but it's a second corner for the Czechs, so dangerous from set pieces, and that man Yankto is going to come across and take it on this near side. 0-0 at Hampden Park.
Just about being switched on, organising, staying with your men. Again, switched on, but there should be 2 out here now.
Yeah, they've gone short, it's gone back to Yankto. They're a bit slow to react. Scotland, he goes all the way across the 6-yard line and out for a throw, but Steve Clarke straight away bellowing at his players and really echoing what Chris Iwelumo was saying there. Stay switched on at these set pieces, so important.
Yeah, it's just that moment you see something again goes, Robertson has to go as well, so it's 2v2 in that position. As soon as one doesn't go, there's an overload there. The ball's coming in the box, you have to defend for your life then.
2 more live games from Euro 2020 coming your way this afternoon. Poland against Slovakia on Talksport 2. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff with Mark Wilson and Perry Groves. And then at 8 o'clock tonight, Spain against Sweden. Mark Saggers in the chair, Jim Proudford and Matt Holland, who enjoyed an excellent game between Holland and Ukraine last night. The big matches coming thick and fast across the Talksport network. Here at Hampden, we await the first goal of this emotionally charged afternoon for Scotland. Their first major tournament since losing 3-0 to Morocco back at France 98. And it's Christie here, who's just picked up the ball on the right touchline and dribbles into the penalty. He ran into O'Donnell just when he was in full flow there, Christie, and that allows the Czech Republic not only to clear the danger. The last touch was off Christie, it's a throw in, and a disappointing end, Chris Iwelumo, to a move that promised so much.
Yeah, but it's got to be understandable for the fact that Christie was at the wrong end of an overload there. O'Donnell's made that underlap, so when he's great little bit of trickery to go through the 2 the way that he did, so he's ran into O'Donnell. It's just one of them. The ball has to come in the box. If it's Christie, he's done his job, he's got through his men. Can he put that ball in the box there with a little bit of quality, because that's what Lyndon Dykes is.
Strong play again by Grant Hanley, who started this game really impressively, just out-muscling, out-manoeuvring Lucas Mazepust. And here comes Robertson again down the left-hand side. A roar of expectancy goes up all around Hampden every time Andy Robertson is in possession. This time he opts to go safety first and back towards the Scotland penalty area. Keeping the ball though, Chris, that's what you want them to do.
Yeah, it's about recycling it, isn't it? Coming back, Andy Robertson there to Cooper, to Marshall, but again, we have to have options rather than David Marshall going direct the way that he is. And that's Christie challenging there, and all of a sudden you're out of possession. So it's about choosing your moments when to go forward. The little clipped one down into the flank isn't a bad ball when you've got willing runners like Dykes, Armstrong and Christie.
I think what they've done well so far, Scotland, and I hope I'm not tempting fate, is keeping Vladimir Sufau quiet on that right hand side. We barely mentioned his name. Here's Crowther on the edge of the area for the Czechs, cleared behind for a throw by Armstrong. McTominay there as well.
Yeah, they just came together there, Armstrong and McTominay, and it was Armstrong that had to react and go and see, that's what you want. Just get in, defend well, and sometimes all you have to do is just read the run, put your body in front. Fantastic defending there by Andy Robertson.
And he was just gesticulating there, putting both arms down by his side, almost urging his Scotland team just to calm it down a bit, Chris.
Yeah, like you say, don't play the occasion. You've got the likes of Christie and O'Donnell coming together, obviously Armstrong and McTominay. Don't do too much. You know the responsibilities, you know what you bring to the team. try and find those little areas, those little pockets, and use the ball well.
Andy Robertson was only 4 years old the last time that Scotland played at a major championship back in 1998. 9 of the squad that Steve Clarke has picked weren't even born for that tournament. Makes me feel old. I can only think how it makes Chris Iwelumo and Jim White feel. Here's Marshall inside the penalty area, all in yellow with the lime green boots. He takes his time, slows the game down, and plays it in the end to his left hand side. And Liam Cooper, who's been very assured, replacing the injured Tierney. I think Christie would have been offside there had the ball reached him. Will be cleared away by Andrei Chelushka for the Czech Republic. It's a poor ball forward, and Cooper with time to pick up possession, turn and roll it in the end to Grant Hanley just on the edge of the Scotland penalty area.
Now, let's look at Steve O'Donnell. That Cooper's got that range of passing, and that's an outlet. When Czech Republic are all shuffled across, compact, tight, that's outlet. There's been too many direct balls, but look at this.
One of those direct balls almost got Lyndon Dykes away there. He stretched that left leg, couldn't quite bring it down on the edge of the area.
But it's the movement of Lyndon Dykes that creates that space. That's an option. See, if you play that ball a couple of times, it creates even more space for the likes of Christie and Lyndon Dykes if you're going to go direct and straight.
Lyndon Dykes, born in Australia, parents from Dumfries. He said he was following his heart and his head by pledging his international allegiance to Scotland, and he already has looked very lively with that shot just wide, and again they're just unable to get on the end of the long ball forward. Here come the Czech Republic though. Soufal, the deep cross from the right, nodded down by O'Donnell, cool and calm, and back to his goalkeeper Marshall. They've got a player down over on the far side, Lucas Majupas, just getting back to his feet rather gingerly, having been caught late I think by Robertson. No free kick, and David Marshall has the ball in his hands and ready to volley it right-footed over the halfway line back towards that Czech area. Dykes with a flicked header. Christie again was alert, couldn't quite get on the end of it, and it's picked up by Thomas Vasilic, the goalkeeper. 0-0.
Fantastic defending that from Stephen O'Donnell. Wing back, full back for Motherwell. Obviously they're just coming in, protecting that back area.
I think it's there for Scotland this afternoon. They look the more likely to open the scoring, certainly look the more confident of the two teams. The cheers you can hear are because they wanted a free kick, the Tartan Army. Robertson going down, and Soufal did catch him actually on the top of the toe. Another one the referee has let go.
Yeah, free kick again. Positioning I think his view is blocked here, but I think both teams are using the ball well when they have the opportunity to play.
Schlick brings it down, may have used an arm, and the assistant referee is going to flag for offside anyway. Free kick for Scotland, who are keeping a really high line there as the Czechs look to get in behind.
Also very lucky there, Liam Cooper, Grant Hanley stepped up. Jack Henry's a little bit behind. He has to make sure that he goes as well. The linesman basically seen Schlick first because where he was positioned, and the flag went up, but a little bit lucky. We all have to step up together.
Some fantastic sights around Glasgow this morning. Many of the Tartan Army out in force even at 10 o'clock when we were leaving our hotel, frequenting the local watering holes, many kilts on show and saltires fluttering from houses as we made our way to the stadium. I saw a giant advert actually as I was on my run this morning down by the Clyde. It's coming home, but the home was replaced by the saltire and the word Haim.
It's all good, yeah, don't mind that at all.
They're certainly getting in the mood, and why not after 23 years away from the international limelight. Here is O'Donnell towards the penalty area. He's headed up but not really away. McGinn nods it down for Scotland. Dykes in the right wing position, 2 yards in from the touchline. In the end, forced by the attentions of Kalas to run it out of play, and the Czech Republic have a throw in. But I don't think we've seen too much from Jaroslav Shilhavi's side, Chris Iwelumo, in the opening 28 minutes to worry Scotland unduly.
No, I totally agree. I think they're working very hard for each other, kind of nullifying that threat. I think every time the ball comes up, he's been marshalled very, very well. But again, it's just possession like this. This is the break now.
Yeah, and Schlick holding it up neatly. Yep. It's picked up in midfield by Derrida, the captain. Sweeps it out to the right, and Soufal. But again, Scotland well organised, getting back in their shape very quickly and forcing the Czechs back into their own half of the field. Shaluska wide again to Soufal. And then Sufal just knocks it over the halfway line to the Spartak Moscow midfielder Alex Král. Having possession here, the Czechs in an area where I think Scotland will be content for them to keep the ball inside their own half.
Yeah, that's where it is, you know, if they're playing it across the back, you just sit in, you're compact, and you choose your moments. Like McGinn has went here, everyone has to step up and go together, so those distances between the lines are right, but again, and then force the kick, because that's into one of your strengths as well, and then go and win that header aggressively, pick up second balls.
25 years ago, this very day, that the Czech Republic beat Italy 2-1 to get their first win at Euro 96, and of course went on to reach the final, losing to Germany. Got one or two of their players big moves, didn't it? Karol Poborski joining Manchester United on the back of that tournament, Patrick Berger to Liverpool. These tournaments can change lives.
No, they can, you know. I think straight away, you know, the difficult times, the climate, the way that it is, this is exactly what the nation needs. You know, you talk about communities, societies, this is exactly what it needs.
Grey and overcast day in Glasgow, 0-0, but Scotland have given the ball away inside their own half. Král out to the left-hand side for the Czech Republic. Little back heel into Yankto on the corner of the penalty area. He's looking for Schick in the centre. It's nodded down. Souček trying to make something of it, and well defended by Robertson, and then nodded away by Armstrong towards the halfway line. Just sitting a bit deep here, Scotland. Sufal with a cross from the right-hand side. Marshall has to claim it, does so well, and then collapses over the top of the ball.
Well, it's Schick's movement as well in that kind of 6-yard box, 8 yards from goal. You know, he cannot be free there. You cannot leave him. He should be marshalled at all times. And just there, it was just a reaction to go and get that little challenge in to put him off.
But that's the first time really that we've seen Tomáš Souček, who scored so many vital goals for West Ham this season, get into an advanced position, get into an area where maybe he can do some damage. He's had a very quiet opening half an hour.
Yeah, but like you say, he's choosing his moments. He's not really had that chance to go and bomb forward and show what he's about, but when in good possession in wide areas, he's a massive threat, and he arrives in the box at that right time as well.
Here he is, Souček, turning away from McTominay, but well won back by McGinn. Scotland have it now 20 yards inside Czech territory. 0-0 on Talksport. Alex Crook and Chris Iwellamo, your commentary team. Here is O'Donnell, plays it all the way back to Marshall. Hasn't really had a meaningful save to make yet. David Marshall actually ended the season out of the team at Derby, dropped by Wayne Rooney in the middle of April. Steve Clarke keeping faith with the man who did so much to get Scotland into this Euro 2020 tournament. He listens to the Titanic soundtrack, I'm told, before matches, David Marshall. They have hit one or two icebergs along the way in the last 23 years, Scotland.
No, play nice, Alex.
It's a throw-in that Scotland have on the halfway line with O'Donnell. What have you made of O'Donnell's performance so far? Because it was really a choice between him and Forrest and Patterson, wasn't it? We'll come back to that, because here's Christie on the edge of the penalty area, plays in McGinn down the left-hand side. Oh, brilliant save. Robertson with a shot, turned over by Vaslik. Excellent goalkeeping. Robertson arriving late on the scene, drilling it left-footed, and it's an excellent one-handed save by Vaslik.
You know what, it's fantastic build-up play again. Christie, great awareness, great way to pass to Robertson. I'm sitting thinking Robertson can take his first touch, take it into goal, but I think it was getting marshalled very well, and that space was getting tightened up, but he got the shot away. Asked the question.
Robertson with the corner to McGinn, shoots, blocked on the edge of the area, shoots again, blocked again. Brilliant corner kick routine. The movement from McGinn to work the space for the shot, and the delivery on point from Robertson.
We're talking about Grant Hanley there. You know, unbelievable work ethic. The pace of him as well, unbelievable to get back. Just got his body in there in front, wins a throw-in. Fantastic defender, but great play. McGinn's first effort, by the way, that was on target. That had some venom on it there.
7 goals in qualifying, John McGinn, and many of them from just that kind of position. It was a brilliantly worked set-piece routine, so important even at the highest level. Scotland now beginning to create chances. 0-0 on Talksport with 12 minutes the first half still remaining. Czechs have the ball over on their right hand side. They're going to go all the way back to Vaslik. Vaslik plays it out to Callas, the jeers of the home supporters.
You're looking at Callas there and Chaluska. They're just so expansive, aren't they? Making it very, very difficult for the likes of Dykes and Christie to master it. So they've got to drop off, and then when the ball goes, that's when they go on the front foot and step.
Here's McGinn, just inside the Czech half of the field. Strong challenge by Souček, but only bounces as far as McTominay. And here's Robertson again down the left-hand side. Knocks it past Soufal. Robertson with a cross deep towards the far post. Good header away by Callas. Picked up by McTominay. 7 yards outside the penalty area. Plays it out to the left and Robertson once more. Plenty of men in the centre if McTominay can find them. Cleared away by Callas. They defended well. The Czech Republic again there. But that's where the threat's coming from, isn't it? Robertson against Soufal. We thought it would be a key area. Robertson stopping Soufal getting forward. Actually, Soufal is having a real problem keeping hold of Robertson. Here's Crowdo, midway inside the Scotland half. Tries to play it forward towards the area. And stepping away imperiously with Stephen O'Donnell.
O'Donnell again, you know what? Just he drops back, sees the danger again, and the composure. Take a couple of touches back to Marshall. Let's talk about Robertson there. Fantastic bit of skill round his man. The ball was outstanding. There was 3 bodies on the 6-yard line, by the way. You know, it could have dropped right. It just wasn't to be. It was a fantastic ball in. We just need that little bit of luck to be right on the money there. Fantastic energy. And then Scott McTominay, again, I don't mind him putting the ball in from that angle as well.
Here's Armstrong. Clever ball over the top to O'Donnell, who was in space, couldn't quite find him. And it's cleared forward by the Czech Republic. And Yangto and McTominay there with a brilliant slide tackle on Derrida, and then he got into a bit of a staring competition with Derrida and just stared him down, the Czech Republic captain.
Sometimes a game just needs a challenge like that, and McTominay, you know, it was there to be won. Read it very well, clean challenge but strong.
0-0 on Talksport. Scotland against the Czech Republic here at Hampden Park, as O'Donnell plays it back into the penalty area, and Marshall with a long ball forward that Christie will try and help on. He was out-jumped there by Chaluska, and it's now played back towards the Scotland 18-yard box, and Jack Hendry, I think, just took a whack on the right leg there, but managed to clear it anyway. And it's with Vladimir Soufal now right-hand side of that Czech back line. 0-0. Scotland have looked the more likely to open the scoring. Baril back into his own half, and Callas. Czechs, who of course beat England in Prague during their qualifying campaign. That was England's first qualifying defeat for a decade. And no mugs. Here's Yangto down by the left corner flag, and again brilliantly marshalled out by Hendry.
You know what, it's fantastic. He was there, had a couple of metres to make up there on Yangto as well, but he got there, just kind of put him off, and wins a throw in the defensive third. Fantastic defending, you know, great awareness, fantastic pace, energy as well, just to go and do what he done there, Jack Hendry.
Has this been the type of performance you were hoping for from Scotland so far, Chris Iwilliman?
Well, it's got everything at the minute, just that final bit of quality, you know, even the ball coming in, just the movement, it has got everything. Defensively sound, you know, again, it was the referee's kind of probably error that Patrick Sheets got that shot away, but again, David Marshall up to the challenge. Fantastic save to his bottom right hand corner.
Are you planning on sitting down at any point today, by the way?
No, silly question. Okay. Silly question.
Just so I know. You are kicking every ball. I can vouch for that, and why not? 0-0 on Talksport. The Czech Republic have possession inside their own half. Chaluska out to the right hand side and gets it back again. Chaluska, they're trying to just get a feel of the ball. The team who were runners up in 1996, as it's chipped forward by their goalkeeper Vaslik and picked up by Yangto, the Sampdoria playmaker. Been kept quiet by Scotland so far, and that was a poor ball by Schick.
Yeah, but it was read well by Cooper, wasn't it? And then he just bounces that one into McTominay. Usually you think you're going back to goalkeeper, that's what you want to see. If he can play forward with the quality that he's got, just that little pass. You know, Patrick Sheik tried the little kind of one with the outside of the left foot round the corner. Liam Cooper's read it, seen the danger come in, rather than just put it up, kept possession of the ball.
Here is McTominay trying to win it back for Scotland inside their own half. Souček though keeps it for the Czech Republic, and then threw himself to the ground under the challenge from Armstrong, looking for a free kick. The referee instantly dismisses his appeal, and it's collected now by Marshall inside the Scotland 18-yard box.
It was a fair challenge. I think he was going to go to floor with the strength, but again it was a fair challenge from Armstrong. Got the foot in, it was all ball. The referee was positioned right, but I don't think he was diving looking for anything. I think it was just the momentum of the challenge from Armstrong.
They've only ever won 2 games at the European Championship. Scotland never. They won their opening match. In fact, only 4 Scots have ever scored in the tournament. Paul McStay, Gary McAllister, Brian McClare and our own Ali McCoist.
We played 40 minutes and that's the first ball up to O'Donnell there. He wins it into Christie and Dykes. Fantastic.
Throw in for Scotland in front of the Czech Republic technical area. It will be taken on the right hand side by O'Donnell. He plays it into Armstrong just to help it round the corner for Christie, but one back by Yankto for the Czechs. Instantly snapping into the challenge was Hanley, but they're going to keep it here because Hanley is committed high up the field. McTominay just ushering Schick away from goal. And here comes Schick now down the right hand side. Usually he would be in the centre trying to get on the end of one of these crosses, and plays it against Liam Cooper and out for a corner.
Again, Liam Cooper, he does his job, stops the cross from coming in okay now. Reorganise again, the corners coming in. Very, very strong from these areas, Czech Republic.
Third corner of the first half. We have 5 minutes to go until half time. Once again, Scotland will need to be on their mettle, defending this set piece away to our left with that bold and bright Euro 2020 logo on the ground behind the goal. In comes the corner from the right hand side. Not the best delivery this time. It's picked up now 10 yards outside the penalty area by Crowell, and Crowell plays it against O'Donnell, and they're a bit fortunate there, the Czech Republic, to manage to win another corner up from a really poor ball into the box.
Yeah, I think it's just Armstrong at the edge of the area, just switched on, and he probably can go and actually control that ball there. But again, it's O'Donnell that's marshalling Crowell very, very well. Gives away another corner. Got to do the same again, just organised, communicating all times.
Yankto from the near left touchline this time, puts his right arm in the air, some kind of signal as to where the ball will go. It's over the head of Souček, and there's a Scotland player down inside the box. Cooper gets back to his feet, the cross back in by Soufal, again over the head of everybody in white. It will be kept in though, down by the left corner flag by Yankto. His cross deflects off McTominay, and behind for a 5th Czech Republic corner of the first half.
Well, I'm looking at the second cross that came in there. McTominay's at the back area, he's got hands all over his shoulder. Just be a little bit savvy, you know. There is contact, just kind of make it up for the referee there, but again, just got to defend well. Succession of corners here.
There are a sprinkling of Czech supporters over in the east stand away to our right, and they're on their feet as this corner from Yankto is played into the area. Souček was the target, but it's flicked clear. Picked up by the captain, Derrida, over on the right hand side, linking up again with Soufal, who crosses to the near post, and the header into the bottom corner, and the Czech Republic take the lead against the run of play, and it's their danger man, Patrick Schick, with the header. Nightmare for Scotland right at the end of the first half. Soufal with a deep delivery, Schick climbing highest inside the penalty area and glanced his header beyond the despairing Marshall to make it Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 1.
Well, it was a fantastic header from Schick there. You know, you find it in this position, John McGinn's out there isolated, and it's Shaluska that's spotted one for. You know what, O'Donnell goes out there, he can't stop that cross from coming in. He just got to try and affect it in some sort of way. It's a great header,
super header,
you know, in between 2 players as well. Knew exactly where the goal was, just a glance directing it. David Marshall again never really had any chance. The accuracy was outstanding, the pace was on the cross in that bottom corner. Fantastic header.
11 goals now in 26 caps for the Czech Republic for Patrick Schick. A sucker punch for Scotland right before half-time, having been the better team, but it's clinical from Patrick Schick, and if they are going to pick up only their 3rd ever European Championship victory, Scotland, they're going to have to do it, Chris, from behind.
Yes, and this is when the character's tested. You know, go out there, make sure you keep the levels at what they are, to get into the game.
Here's O'Donnell looking for an equaliser right away into Christie inside the penalty area, loops it up towards Lyndon Dykes, can only help it out to the edge of the area. McTominay back to the halfway line, and Cooper. The Hampden roar goes up again. The Scotland fans urging their team forward. Can they get back on level terms before the interval? 2 minutes plus added time to play. Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 1, live on Talksport from Hampden Park. McTominay forward to McGinn, and McGinn trying to turn away from Souček. He was caught. He's taken the free kick quickly, too quickly for the referee. He's going to have to go again. McGinn, it was a clever idea to try and release Christie. I'm not really too sure why the referee didn't let it play on.
Well, I think he wanted to have a little chat with Souček for the challenge, but again, have that chat when the phase is over.
Scotland a goal down, and their biggest afternoon in 2.5 decades. Here's Hanley in the blue boots for Scotland, out to the right hand side, and Hendry. And what they do have, Chris, and it's probably too early to talk about it, they do have players who can come on and prep up the attack in the second half. Shay Adams, maybe unlucky not to be in the starting lineup. Billy Gilmour, who made a real impact with those 2 cameo appearances in the warm-up games. Callum McGregor, James Forrest. He's got options, Steve Clark.
There is, Ryan Fraser, Kevin Nisbet, the list goes on. Players that can come on, gives it a different dynamic. So it is there, but like you say, it's been a good performance. That it's a fantastic header to go behind to, but again, it's about showing the character, keeping the same levels as what they're doing, and then in that attacking thought, past that final bit of quality needs to be better.
And the Czech Republic haven't managed a clean sheet in 2021 or in their last 9 away games, so positive signs there that Scotland can turn this game around. We've got only 20 seconds, the opening 45 minutes to play though, and it's Crowell in possession for the Czechs inside his own half. What a delivery it was from Soufal as well, teeing up Schick for the header. Marshall dived the right way but was never going to keep it out. We mentioned him as the danger man before the game, and so it's proved for Scotland. 1 added minute at the end of the first half here. Maybe these fans need to galvanise themselves again, having seen the disappointing sight of Marshall picking the ball out of the Scotland net. Certainly a big team talk ahead for Steve Clark. Is Christie though? Is there time for one last Scotland attack? Down towards the byline, crosses towards Dykes. It was a teasing delivery just over the head of Lyndon Dykes. McTominay in the penalty area, goes down. Big appeal for a spot kick not given. Armstrong might get a shot away from the edge of the box, deflected, and then it's volleyed clear by Soufal.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. McTominay there, fantastic again, anticipating it, taking it on the chest, busting into the box, but I think it's his momentum going into the player. I don't think there's a challenge on. I'm looking at it here in the monitor now. I'm looking at, I'm telling you what, it's a penalty kick.
Yeah,
he knows exactly what he's doing. It's a penalty kick.
The man who's upended McTominay. Well, VAR will be checking this, so
he's in control of the ball.
Neon.
Alex, he's in control of the ball as well, McTominay. Surely they're checking that.
No penalty.
Tell you what, what's going on?
Massive moment right at the end of the first half here at Hampden Park. Scotland trailing by 1-0, but Chris Iwelumo absolutely convinced it should have been a spot kick. Steve Clark is the first to head back to the sanctuary of the dressing room as the half-time whistle sounds on an afternoon that started with a cacophony of noise here at Hampden Park. Well, the first half ending in disappointing fashion for Scotland. Patrick Schick with a header to give the Czech Republic the lead, arguably against the run of play, but it's a lead nonetheless for the visitors. Half-time at Hampden. It is Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 1. Well, Steve Clark wasting no time to go to his bench. Scotland trailing by 1-0. Shay Adams, who I think may have expected and certainly would have been disappointed not to have started this game, is going to come on for the second half. Lyndon Dykes is still out there, Chris Iwelumo. So is it going to be a straight swap for Ryan Christie?
Well, that's the way it looks like. We called it before. We were thinking we both wanted to see Dykes and Adams together. I think that's what the game crawls out for. The relationship is definitely there. They linked up very well against Luxembourg. It gives us a different dynamic as well. I think Adams, that link-up play, the hold-up, his aerial threat as well, he brings a lot. and they can work off each other. But I've got to say, I thought Christie done well. You know, the runs, the weight of pass that he brought Robertson on a couple of occasions. So again, it's a managerial decision, tactical, has to do something to affect change.
Well, that's the change that has been made at half-time. The Czech Republic about to kick us off in the second half at Hampden Park, all in white, attacking the east stand away to our right. Scotland all in navy blue, attacking the goal away to our left. And Scotland now, as we get off and underway in the second half here on Talksport, have Marshall in goal, Hendry, Hanley and Cooper in for the injured Tierney in defence, O'Donnell and Robertson the wing-backs, McTominay sitting just in front of that back line with McGinn and Armstrong supplying the ammunition for Adams having just come on, and Dykes. The Czech Republic unchanged. Vaslik the goalkeeper, Soufal, Chalushka, Kalas and Borgil in defence, Crowell and Souček in front of them, Mazepust, Derrida the captain and Yangto behind their goal scorer Schick. And here they are coming forward with Yangto down the left hand side, the shot driven in and beaten away by Marshall. The Czech Republic searching for a second goal right at the start of this second half, and Marshall there doing really well.
Well, again, it's a fantastic save from Marshall. I think it's Patrick Schick again.
It was.
You know, he's come through. You know what I'm sitting thinking? He's no backlift. He just got the shot away. Marshall was alive to it.
And then it's given away by McTominay on the edge of the area. Derrida with the shot. Another save down low to his right by Marshall. He's a busy Scotland goalkeeper early in this second half. Corner kick for the Czech Republic. Again, Scotland felt that McTominay should have had a free kick. Again, the German referee said play on, and Derrida, the skipper, with a right-footed effort. Marshall does well to turn it behind, down low to his right.
It's another fantastic save from Marshall. Derrida connected very well with it. It's a fantastic save down to his bottom right.
Yangto with a corner, left-hand side, looping high in the air. Mazepust can't make the most of it, and it's cleared upfield by McGinn, who slips as he cleared it, and then Soufal has been dispossessed by Adams. Brilliant take from the sky by Adams. Here comes Scotland for their first attack in the second half. Robertson in a central position in midfield. Dykes with his back to goal, rolls it out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's cross headed away by Souček on the edge of the area, and then brought down by McTominay. Really open field at the start of this second 45. Armstrong into his Southampton teammate Shay Adams, who's forced out wide to the left-hand side. Armstrong keeps Scotland in possession. Robertson with a clever cross to the far post, beaten down by the goalkeeper. Could still be a chance, and he's off the crossbar from Jack Hendry. What an opportunity for Scotland. Side-footed, right-foot effort. The goalkeeper Vaslik was beaten, and Hendry denied by the frame of the goal. Well, he scored his first goal against Holland in the build-up to these finals. How close was he there, Chris?
Oh, so close. Fantastic effort from Jack Hendry there. Vaslik was off his line. He's just lifted it, hit the bar. But I've got to say, Robertson with a great ball in. Lyndon Dykes does his job, puts Vaslik off. O'Donnell keeps it alive at the back end. Great little set for Jack Hendry. Fantastic first touch. Just lifted it over. And you know what? Unbelievable. Just an inch more. It's in the back of the net. Small margins, Alex.
Is it going to be one of those hard luck afternoons for Scotland? Robertson denied by a great save from Vaslik in the first half before the Czechs took the lead, and Hendry there beat the goalkeeper, kept out by the frame of the goal. But positive signs for Scotland. Robertson dinks it forward. Armstrong's made a clever run, helps it on towards Dykes. It's lifted over the goalkeeper, and he slapped it away to deny the own goal. Scotland agonisingly close again. Vaslik to the Czechs' rescue.
Well, I don't think Chalushka knew that Lyndon Dykes was in behind him. He was too worried about Che Adams in front of him there. He's just kind of got a foot to it. And obviously Vaslik, what a strong hand, because Lyndon Dykes was on him, just trying to make any contact with the ball that he could. And I've got to say, it was just I tell you, it was callous as well. And Vaslik done ever so well.
It's brilliant goalkeeper.
It is.
Because had he have not made such firm contact, he would have palmed it into the path of Dykes. He would have had a tap in. Two big opportunities for Scotland early in the second half here on Talksport. Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 1. But the signs are positive. That change that Steve Clarke made, a bold move, bringing on Shay Adams, and at the moment it looks the right move as far as Scotland are concerned.
Yep, definitely another dynamic. You know, again, holds the ball up. Christie usually plays in behind that number 10 role. I think just for the fact you got two up together, again, it's asked the Czech Republic a few different questions.
trying to stretch the play again here. Hanley with a diagonal ball out to the left-hand side, and Robertson cleared by Soufal. I mean, West Ham fans absolutely love Vladimir Soufal. He had an excellent season in the Premier League, and the cross that he whipped in for Schick to open the scoring was a thing of beauty, really. Scotland have got an injury concern here. I think it's Hanley, is it, who's down inside his own half of the field. Straight away, the medics are being beckoned on for treatment. Didn't really see what happened there. Hanley skipped away from one challenge and actually seemed to foul Vladimir Soufal, if anything, but Hanley's the one who stayed down, Chris.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one. He was touching the back of his head when I seen it on the monitor there, but it's just the way that he's came down. He's moving his left leg, just the mobility. I think it's just outside of his knee, hopefully not any medial thing there, because it's just one of those that just gets tight, and then I guess the strength in that leg kind of weakens a little bit. So he's been excellent, Hanley, defensively sound, positioning wise fantastic, uses the ball very well, but again, when it comes, he's one of the major threats when we do get opportunities from set pieces as well. He goes and attacks the ball very aggressively but very well in both boxes.
And as you can hear, the home supporters have just broken out into a spontaneous version of the Flower of Scotland. They were a bit flat after the Czech scored at the end of the first half, but finding their voices as Scotland have started this second half well. Hanley is back on his feet and ready to return to the fray as well. 1-0 the Czechs lead. Dykes tussling down by the left corner flag with Mazepust. Armstrong infield to Hendry, who might shoot again here. Hendry from distance, I'm not sure it was the right idea, and the ball bounces for Schick, who shoots from the halfway line. Oh my word! What a goal from Patrick Schick! He spotted David Marshall off his line, and from just inside the Scotland half, he lifts it over the frailing goalkeeper and into the net. Agony for Scotland, but that just might be the best goal we'll see in Euro 2020. What a finish from Patrick Schick.
Yeah, it was an outstanding goal, wasn't it? David Marshall just have the quality to see him off his line, execute it the way that he did. As soon as it left his foot, I'm looking at it, we've got the positioning was perfect. That's coming down under. You're just thinking, can David Marshall make up that ground? And the answer was no. You called it. Jack Henry took the shot on straight away. It was 2 against 2, but he didn't even need it. In his own half, he noticed that Marshall was off his line. To make the contact the way that he did, execute it, was a fantastic finish. I don't think you will see a better goal in this competition.
Absolute stunner from Patrick Schick. Well, if the first goal was a header to behold, that was a thing of beauty. It was a mistake by Hendry taking on the shot, allowing the Czechs to counter, but I don't think anybody inside Hampden would have envisaged that Patrick Schick would have had the imagination to spot Marshall off his line and let fly from 5 yards inside the Scotland half. Incredible. 2-0 the Czech Republic lead on Scotland's big afternoon in the sun. And you have to say, Chris, it's going to take a Herculean effort now for Steve Clarke's men to get anything from this game.
No, yeah, it's a massive ask. But like you say, they started the second half well. That goal is a blow. The character's going to be tested. Straight away you can look at the body language, and it's down to leaders out there to try and galvanise and get the players to go again. One goal changes the full outlook of the match, but they have to keep going.
Long kick forward by the Czech Republic from Vaslik, their goalkeeper. Rain clouds overhead, and certainly the sunny outlook that greeted us as we arrived at Hampden before kick-off has rapidly evaporated. 2 goals from Patrick Schick have knocked the stuffing out of these home fans, and here he is looking for a hat-trick. Little back heel inside the penalty area to Yankto, and the follow-up effort skewed just past the post by Derrida. They've got to be careful here, Chris. The Scotland now don't find themselves on the end of a Czech hiding. Yeah,
it was just a straight ball, wasn't it? Patrick Schick just found himself a little back heel as well. The confidence, and it was Derrida there. Again, it was just a little bit of confusion between Henry and Hanley there that allowed Derrida that space, and he had a free opportunity just to get one, and it was off target, thankfully. But again, just got to switch on now. make sure, get back to that kind of front foot, anticipating, because if, like you say, you don't want to concede again, you know, it's a mountain to climb as it is.
10 minutes gone in the second half. Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 2. Here on Talksport, 2 more matches still to come your way later in the day. We've got Spain in action against Sweden this evening. That's an 8 o'clock kick-off here on Talksport. In between now and then, 5 o'clock on Talksport 2, Poland take on Slovakia. Scotland, who head to Wembley on Friday against England, 2-0 down in their own backyard. And this game is all about fine margins. Jack Hendry with a shot against the crossbar, inches away from making it 1-1. Minutes later, he decides to shoot from an almost impossible distance, blocked by a Czech player. They break away, and Schick, with an outstanding finish, makes it 2-0 from the halfway line.
Yeah, you look at that as a free kick there, you know, John McGinn, good body, got his body in front. It's just a high lofted one from Marshall there again. It's just just being brave, doing the right things again, trying to create that intensity again at the minute. A little bit laboured, slowed it right down. Czech Republic have just sat back and said, come on, you've got to affect the game, you've got to be creative here.
Well, we said the second goal all important. If Scotland can get themselves back in it here at 2-1, they would still believe they can turn it around. Crossed in by Robertson, McGinn helps it goal, was brought down by Dykes, 12 yards out. Just too many white-shirted players in the way. Schick wants a free kick for a foul by Cooper. German referee says play on, and Scotland come forward down their right with O'Donnell, who in the end has to settle for a throw. 2-0, the Czech Republic lead at Hampden Park. And you could almost hear a pin drop now inside this stadium.
Yeah, but again, it's a responsibility of the players to try and create that tempo, isn't it, that gets a lift from the crowd. You know, Lyndon Dykes here, back to goal.
Adams with a cross into the area towards Dykes. Well, he feels maybe he was pushed to the ground there by Soufal. I think it was a good old-fashioned shoulder barge, and then a coming together between Soufal and Robertson over on this near touchline. Bit of verbals exchanged between Robertson and the referee, and tempers just fraying. Yeah,
he's just got to make sure the temperament, keep the head there. You know, he's what I'm looking at now. The ball's coming in, definitely on. I think Lyndon Dykes in a fantastic position. It's just good defending, isn't it? You know, from Soufal, just to put him off.
I don't think that's a foul.
It's not a foul. That's not a foul. It's just good defending. Just letting him know that he's there. A little shoulder to the back.
58 minutes played. Scotland 0, Czech Republic 2. You're listening to Talksport. Alex Crook and Chris Iwelemo, your commentary team. What a day we've got tomorrow. 5 o'clock, Hungary, Portugal, here on Talksport. That's followed at 8 by France against Germany. I trust you'll be finding us a restaurant with a television for that one, Chris, because you're in charge of our culinary delights on this trip. Here comes Schick, down by the right corner flag, out for a goal kick.
Well, luckily again, Schick's just trying little flicks in that now. He's feeling very much in the mood, rather than just do what he's been doing, and like you say, making sure the pass. But like you say, Cooper was up to the challenge here, defended well and got the goal kick. But at the minute, it's just, you're looking around, Grant Harley communicating. You know, I want to see more from McTominay. You know, McGinn out there, leaders, just try and get the boys going again. And
it's the Czech Republic who are certainly enjoying it more at the moment. Here's Alex Crow, right corner of the penalty area, plays it out to Soufal. Soufal with a chance to cross. They need to close him down more quickly than they are. In towards Schick, and smuggled clear by Hanley, and then Robertson plays it against Soufal. It's out for a goal kick.
Again, defended well in the end, but like you say, it was on. Czech Republic now, they can smell blood, can't they? They're on it, everything on the front foot, really making it hard for us to even play out. But we've got to be brave and play out. If you compose and you can still have the quality, then the Czech Republic will drop again and respect that. But if you start going direct, mind you, it is an option. You've got the likes of Adams and Dykes up there, go direct and pick second balls up and attack and either exactly like we just did.
And this is Scotland's 7th game at the European Championship. They've only ever scored in 2 of the previous 6. They need to score twice here to avoid an opening day defeat. If they do lose this game, all the pressure suddenly on them to get something at Wembley on Friday. That, based on what we saw from England last night, and Scotland so far today, looks a tall order. Here's Armstrong though, 10 yards inside the Czech half of the field, not much movement ahead of him, so he goes back into the centre circle. And Hanley, here is Hendry.
See, it's one of those things even there, as soon as he received the ball from Robertson Armstrong, usually his first touch is into the space,
That's a good ball though, releasing Robertson down the left-hand side. Clever defending by Soufal, plays it against Robertson and out for a goal kick.
That's the frustrating thing, Andy Robertson. There was too much on the ball for him to make it, and then all of a sudden gets a little bit lucky with the deflection. It goes out for a goal kick. But as I was saying about Armstrong, usually his first touch on his front foot, and he's driving through those little pockets, and he's committing players that create space for others. But as soon as he takes that first touch backwards, the Czech Republic are set. You know, they'll come, they'll cut off the lines and make it very, very difficult. So when it's on to go forward, it's so important that first touch, that first pass is forward.
Lots of very dejected looking Scotland fans around Hampden now, but here's Armstrong over the halfway line. He's got O'Donnell bursting forward to the right. Armstrong shoots, deflected onto the roof of the net. The goalkeeper beaten as the ball looped off a Czech defender over his head, just over the crossbar. That's another near miss for Scotland. All his own work really, Armstrong, and it was Thomas Kalash flying in the way of the shot who sent the ball spooning onto the roof of the goal.
Yeah, well, that's what Armstrong brings, you know, that he's so direct, running through the middle of the park there, and like you say, he's got support down the right hand side, but he takes his shot on. Kalash gets a little deflection, just one of them small margins again, just goes over the bar.
Robertson from the left hand side with a corner, cleared by Thomas Souček, who hasn't really offered too much threat going forward, but he's been a colossus at the back. Souček for the Czech Republic, back in it goes. Adams helped it down. Dykes with a shot from inside the 6-yard box, can only steer it away from goal. Still they come forward, and then Cooper sliced the cross behind onto the roof of the net once more. A goal kick for the Czech Republic.
Well, again, Che Adams there for the ball that came in. He's kept it alive, he's put it into the 6-yard box. Lyndon Dix is alive to it. I'm looking at it now, you know, he's tried to make contact, has he? Yes, you know what, it's a good save from Vaslik there. You know, Lyndon Dykes knows exactly where the goal is. A fantastic save. Asked the question, Vaslik does very well, just makes himself big, gets the block on. But then Liam Cooper with the ball on his left side as well. That should be coming straight back in the box with the quality that he has.
Scotland 0, Czech Republic 2. You're listening to Talksport live from Hampden Park. Scotland with 28 minutes to somehow get themselves back in this game. The referee is coming over and he's having a strong word with Liam Cooper, a bit of pushing and shoving after Cooper had actually been fouled, and the home crowd getting very frustrated now with Daniel Siebert. Chris Iwelumo.
Yeah, you know what, I think he was right to have a word there. He has had a few decisions wrong, but you got to go on with it. You can't have it all your own way.
Cooper with the ball forward. Dykes is going to head it down on the edge of the area. Adams just outside that 18-yard box, forced away from goal, but this is much better from Scotland. Dykes lays it off looking for Robertson, undercooked the pass, and the Czech Republic have a throw. And again, Robertson urging his young front man just to calm it down, keep your composure.
I felt in that moment, I thought the ball from Lyndon Dykes, that's where Robertson I feel should be, so he might not even have to take a touch. The cross is coming in because he's in that attacking third there. Lyndon Dykes, you know what, again, Robertson saying calm down because he has the energy bombing up and down. He's got to take his moments to get his breath back as well, but I think that's where he should be, where the ball was laid from Lyndon Dykes.
Still something in this for Scotland, you sense.
The next goal's massive,
plenty of time.
The next goal's massive. You know, if they get that goal, put the pressure on, you just never know.
Well, they have won the last 3 meetings with the Czech Republic. They've only lost 2 of their last 16 games. Scotland unbeaten in the calendar year, but that unbeaten record under real threat here. 2 goals from Patrick Schick. The first, a predatory header guided into the corner at the end of the first half. The second, well, it was David Beckham-esque against Wimbledon all those years ago. Spotted Marshall off his line and just went for it.
Yeah, he did. The finish was outstanding. You know, it was just one of them, reaction. He's seen Marshall, he was in his own half.
That's brilliant from McGinn. Yeah. Real terrier-like in midfield, winning it back from the captain to Reader, and then upended himself by Souček. The free kick taken quickly by McTominay. Here comes Robertson down the left. Outmuscles Crowell. Robertson looking to try and get across into the penalty area, takes on Soufal and blocked behind at the near post by Chalushka, and the roar goes up again from those Scotland fans behind the goal away to our left.
3-4 opportunities. I thought Robertson had the chance to put the ball in there, but again, he's worked it well. He thinks he's got the better of his opposition there. opponent there, and then he's took it wide, won a corner. Can we go and attack this well?
Robertson with the corner. They do attack it. Hanley helps it goal as the goalkeeper's a bit reluctant to come off his line, and Lyndon Dykes helps it towards the net, but in the end the goalkeeper Vashlik did claim it. He wasn't convincing.
No, he wasn't. I think Lyndon Dykes did everything right. It's just the players around him. Can someone anticipate that's what Lyndon Dykes is going to do and try and get in and around about it? You know, I think it's one of them. Lyndon Dykes just jumps, clear attempt for the ball, does very well. Vashlik there.
Here they come again, Scotland, towards Shay Adams on the edge of the... Only cleared as far as Dykes. Adams then, intelligent ball out to the right hand side, and O'Donnell just helps it on his way there, Shay Adams. O'Donnell confronted by two Czech defenders, plays it back towards Hendry, flicked on by McGinn, Dykes with a shot, turned away by the right leg of Vashlik. That's another gilt-edged chance for Scotland.
Big chance, has to be in the back of the net there. Came through, Lyndon Dykes, it's just a reaction thing as well. Vashlik, what a save that is. Just a reaction. If it's a little bit more to the corner, I'm talking about a couple of inches, that's in the back of the net. Fantastic little ball from Jack Henry, kept alive, it's just helped on. Falls to Lyndon Dykes in that back area. Good connection as well, knows exactly where the goal is. It's a great save from the keeper, but again, it was a save that I think it was an easy one for him to make.
Thomas Holeš is about to come on for the Czech Republic.
There was a lot of room, wasn't there? There was a lot of room for him to slide that into the near post.
In the end, he's siphoted it towards the goalkeeper. It's still a really smart, instinctive, reactive stop from Vashlik, but either side, and probably wouldn't have been able to make it. Crowler's gone off, replaced by Holeš, and there's going to be a Scotland change as well. And Jack Hendry, having hit the crossbar and then given away possession cheaply in the build-up of the second goal, is being replaced by Callum McGregor, Chris.
So yeah, he'll just come in. Callum McGregor will be the holding, and Scott McTominay will go to the right of the three now.
And that's one of two changes. Ryan Fraser is on for Armstrong as well. That clearly is a attacking move from Steve Clarke.
Yeah, it has to be Ryan Fraser, you know, with the quality that he's got. Very lively. He like you say, he gets international goals as well. Armstrong, I thought he kind of excellent in the first half, kind of died down a little bit in the second, but again, it's players that can come on and change the dynamic and make that change.
Callum McGregor, 28 today, would have felt very sore at being left out of the starting lineup. Can he come on and prove a point and get Scotland back in this game? We've reached the midway point of the second half. They trail by 2-0 here at Hampden Park on Talksport.
Just an opportunity there for Callum McGregor to go forward to Fraser. He chose to go back to Hanley in that moment. It's just little decisions like that. Be brave.
Long ball forward by Cooper, looking to release Dykes. The clearance from Callas against Dykes, pings off his chest and out for a throw-in for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, you're just looking at Lyndon Dykes now, a little look to the sky as well. Just wants that goal so bad, you know. You think about it, I say he's done everything right. He's positioning wise, he's found himself there. It's just that moment. There's a lot of room for error. You know, he's just got a little bit more, better connection, but just into the corner in that moment. But like you say, they've definitely linked up very well, Adams and Dykes.
He actually had some finishing training with Hibernian Lyndon Dykes before the Scotland squad came together in preparation for this tournament. Nods it down, looking for Ryan Fraser, who had an injury-disrupted season at Newcastle. Been a very difficult couple of years actually for Ryan Fraser. Relegated with Bournemouth, took a lot of criticism for refusing to play on after Project Restart, knowing his contract was coming to an end, and wasn't really able to cement himself in that Newcastle team. But he's got a chance here to inspire his country. Scotland 2-0 down. I think Chris Iwillimu wants Scotland to get the ball forward. I think that was the shout to my left.
No, I'm just looking again. You know, I think Callum McGregor, the first touch is backwards, and straight away all that does, it just invites the Czech Republic onto you, and you could hear all the fans, the volume up. It's just communication awareness. Know that you can turn, but it's so important that first step forward, that first pass, has to be forward.
Soufal with a throw, manages to find Mazepouche just on the byline, tries to hook it back to Schick in the centre, but too close to Marshall, who bowls it out quickly to McTominay, now part of that back three. It's played there more often than not, actually, Scott McTominay for Scotland. And this is McGregor having just come on, just stabs it down into Fraser. Got a chance here maybe to get across into the area. Fraser using that electric pace to get to the byline, feels he was impeded, but it's a goal kick for the Czech Republic and a chance to waste more valuable time. 20 minutes to play. Scotland 2-0 down here on Talksport in their first match at a major tournament since France 1998. And the Czechs are going to make another couple of alterations in just a moment. But it's a goal kick at the moment. Can they get back in this, Chris?
No, they can. You know, again, good combination there with Ryan Fraser, Callum McGregor down this right hand side. Again, it's not a free kick, just body to body there. Ryan Fraser be a little bit stronger, but again on his front foot, trying to make something happen, but just wasn't as it never fell his way this time.
And with the ball out of play for a Scotland throw, I think the Czechs will make the change, will they? In fact, they might wait for this attack to reach a conclusion. O'Donnell has the ball in his hands over on the far side here at Hampden Park, with the flags on top of the stand fluttering in the wind. Shay Adams dispossessed on the edge of the Czech penalty area, but it's only cleared as far as McGregor, and then Souček again doing that mopping up job. It's been quietly very effective. Thomas Souček in front of the Czech back line. Here's Fraser though, crossing towards Dykes, stooping header away by Callas, and then it's smashed upfield by Jakub Jankto. And Marshall, not for the first time in this second half, a long way off his line this time. He's in possession and he plays it forward to McTominay. 2-0 Scotland trail.
Yeah, again, just the cross there, just beat that first man. And obviously when it doesn't, then you've got to have players at the edge of the box trying to pick up that, to keep that the attack going. Yeah, again, it's a great first touch from Robertson, but I'm expecting more there from John McGinn with the quality that he has.
Well, the first change that the Czechs are going to make is Adam Hosek coming on for Jakub Jankto. Hosek, the Czech Republic's youngest ever debutant, only 18 years of age, scored 15 goals for Sparta Prague this season. And the second substitution is a man well known with Burnley supporters. Matej Vidra is coming on at the expense of Lucas Mazepust. Vidra, who ended the Premier League season as Chris Wood's regular strike partner at Turf Moor, Chris. Yeah,
one of my old teammates as well. You know, I played up front with him at Watford. Fantastic talent as well. You know, again, just they both come on Kozak as well. They just complement Patrick Schick as well. The dynamic just stays the same.
Just on the goal, Chris, Adrian Durham, our Talksport colleague who I know is listening in Rome, has sent me a screen grab of Marshall's starting position for that second Schick goal from the halfway line. He was almost near the centre circle. Why was his position so high? Was that an error from him?
No, we were in good possession. You called it in commentary, didn't you? You actually called it and says that Jack Henry's took that shot on, and the deflection from the shot has basically put the Czech Republic on attack. So basically, when Jack Henry's took the shot, it's went behind him. It's actually landed in the centre circle. So Patrick Schick has then came onto it and got the full pitch in front of him. David Marshall's got a lot of ground to make up, but like you say, it was the wrong option, I think, from Jack Henry to take that shot on. The ball could have went anywhere. It was our luck that it went and put them on the attack there.
Adrian, by the way, will be in the chair when Italy take on Switzerland, 8 o'clock on Wednesday night here on Talksport. Joe Shannon and Dean Ashton, your commentary team, earlier that day, 5 o'clock on Talksport. Turkey against Wales. Wales getting their campaign off to a reasonable start with that 1-1 draw against the Swiss. England winning. Scotland at the moment the only side of the home nations who won't be making a positive beginning to their campaign.
Yeah, well, there's time left yet, but you're looking at now, the Callas got a little bit of blood in the forehead there. Just kind of, it just takes the sting out of the game a little bit as well. But
he was caught by Lyndon Dykes, wasn't he, as they went for the aerial duel?
Yeah, he was. But again, it's frustrating. But like you say, the players are out there that can go on. If they go and get a next goal in the next couple of minutes, just put that pressure on the Czech Republic, force mistakes. You just never know. But it's a massive ask.
Patrick Schick at the double for the Czech Republic. We picked him out when we were speaking to Jim White before the game about who could possibly be the match winner, and I'm sure Scotland would have been aware of his goal-scoring instincts as well. 13 in 36 games for Leverkusen in the Bundesliga this season. He was actually sent off in the Nations League against Wales for lashing out at Connor Roberts at a corner, but happier memories against one of the home nations so far this afternoon. Big delay here as Callas is being treated. We've got 15 minutes plus some considerable added on time now remaining. 15 minutes plus added time for Scotland to try and rescue something from what looks like a pretty perilous position at this stage. There's a a whisky firm, incidentally, a distillery, who've been aging a single malt since June 1998. That was the day after Scotland lost to Morocco in St Etienne. I'm sure that will be drunk one way or another tonight, either to celebrate a dramatic late recovery or to drown some sorrows, Chris.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hopefully not the latter.
But that's a nice drop, though. 23 years in the making. 2-0 the Czechs lead, and Kalas is back out there now, so they're back up to full quota. Vladimir Soufal has just taken a throw from the right-hand side, and it's picked up by Souček, his West Ham teammate. Over on the far touchline, Souček crossing into the area, into the gloves of Marshall. Safe handling from the Scotland goalkeeper, who's going to volley it forward, right-footed, over the halfway line, looking for Dykes. Dykes didn't really make contact, and headed down by Soufal. Picked up now at the heart of that Czech defence by Chaluska. The atmosphere, Chris, inside Hampden, very different than it was at kick-off.
Yes, it is. No, you can feel it a little bit flat at the minute. You're looking at their Lyndon Dykes. I think he's done enough. You know, he's got Che Adams and Ryan Fraser in behind. He doesn't go win the ball, but the Czech defender, they don't go out and win it either. So it's important that he puts that pressure and tries to affect it in that way. But at the minute, you can see that Scotland were not throwing bodies forward at the way, and we have to take risks now. You know, at the end of the day, I know goals are important, goal difference and all that, but we've got to try and affect this game in a better way.
David Tanner, our man down on the touchline, tells me that Kevin Nisbet and David Turnbull both warming up for Scotland. Of course, you can make up to 5 changes in any one game. That was a new UEFA directive brought in for the tournament at the end of a long and energy-sapping domestic season for many of these players. Scotland have a free kick from the right-hand side, 2 yards in from the touchline. O'Donnell into the penalty area, and it's nodded towards McTominay at the far post. He's never scored for Scotland, McTominay. He still hasn't, because he's lashed the volley high over the crossbar.
Again, it's another fantastic opportunity. McTominay there, I think, uses his body well, creates the space, and it's just one of them. They've just the ball wouldn't come down. You want to just get your foot over it, and even if anything, hit it into the ground there. But the ball was just hanging there, wouldn't come down for him there. Very unlucky. But he knows by his, you can see the way that he's looking to the sky. He knows that with the quality that he's got. Ask that question of Vaslik there.
And David Tanner spot on as ever. Kevin Nisbet is about to come on, just getting his final instructions from Stephen Reid, one of Steve Clarke's trusted lieutenants. That's going to be the latest change that Scotland make.
You're just thinking about who's going to come off here. You're thinking Lyndon Dykes, but you're wanting attacking options. You're wanting goals. You know, he has a presence. I know Che Adams can share that, and he has a great outlet, that area ability as well.
Surely he's got to go for broke and keep them all on, hasn't he?
You would think so, but then you're losing one of your midfield 3, which is important. They've got responsibilities as well. You don't want to go and concede another 2 goals in this game. That'd be a massive blow.
Could he revert to a flat back 4 maybe and go 4-3-3?
It's not a bad shout. We've not done it. So I'd be surprised. But again, 2-0 down. Not been in this position for a long time.
2-0 down with the sands of time not on their side here, Scotland. Live on Talksport from Hampden Park. Czech Republic coming forward, looking for a third, but a miscontrol by Derrida. And it's going to be a goal kick, and I can tell you that James Forrest is also about to enter the fray. Final throw of the dice as far as Steve Clarke is concerned. Stephen O'Donnell is one of those going off. That's a straight swap really for Forrest, who does offer a more attacking outlet down that right-hand side, and Lyndon Dykes, after another largely frustrating afternoon, does make way for Kevin Nisbet.
So many attacking options. James Forrest, with the energy that he brings, with the right quality, can cause all sorts of problems down that right hand side from that wing back. I know, you might be right. Is it going to go into a 4? No. And then obviously Kevin Nisbet, ever present for Hibernian. 18 goals. That's a fantastic return. Warranted his position in the squad, and obviously got his goal against the Netherlands.
I guess the way this has gone for Scotland, barring a dramatic late turnaround defeat in their first game, they would probably rather have Croatia here on Friday and then play England last than go to Wembley on Friday.
you can't have everything your own way. You know, the games are there, you've got to go and get the points on the board. I thought this was such an important game, massive, and I thought it was perfectly suited that you have the Czech Republic first. But again, it just means you have to go out and cause an upset somewhere else. If we lose today, by the way.
They're going to have to win one of those two matches to stand any chance of progressing to the knockout stages. England getting their campaign off to a winning start, 1-0 against Croatia live on Talksport yesterday. Scotland 2-0 down here at home to the Czech Republic. At the moment the Czechs look all too comfortable. Here's the youngster Hosek down the right hand side, tries to play it into the area, and Derrida. It's cleared away by Scotland, but only as far as Socha. Oh, brilliant challenge by McGinn, almost pirouetted as he made the tackle, and that allowed him to clear the ball away. He was then shrugged off it, wants a free kick, not given, and here's Hosek inside the penalty area. Schick for the hat-trick, straight into the arms of Marshall from 12 yards out.
Well, that's his easiest chance, isn't it? Schick there, he's come on to it, penalty spot, just he's got a clear sight of goal, straight at Marshall. Very, very lucky.
McGinn with the ball forward, looking to release Nisbet. Well defended by Callas, who I think has had an excellent game at the heart of that Czech defence, and it's cleared upfield by the goalkeeper Vaslik. Two more Czech changes in the offing as Scotland come forward down their far right hand side, with Forrest having just come on. Back to McTominay on halfway, 81 played, 2-0 the visitors lead at Hampden Park. 2 goals from Patrick Schick, both exquisite, both very different, one a header and one almost from the halfway line early in this second half. Scotland are keeping the ball, Chris, but not in an area where they can really hurt their opponents.
Again, that's down to the Czech Republic, very organised, compact, switched on the front foot, just shuffling across. It's just about being brave, like Callum McGregor now, receive it there. Again, can we play forward rather than coming back to the likes of Hanley? But you have to move them around, the pass, miss players out, go to the next man. Fantastic there from Che Adams.
Lovely ball round the corner for Nisbet, takes it on early, but the right-footed effort from the edge of the penalty area lacked any real power. Straight into the arms of Tomasz Vaslik.
Fantastic little ball there from Che Adams just round the corner for Nisbet. You know, I think he struck it well, and it just took a deflection off the calf of Callas there and just took the power out the ball.
I did say to you yesterday when we were watching the England game with H&J that maybe we're in danger of underestimating the Czech Republic, and I actually suggested that possibly Croatia could be the weakest team in this group.
Yeah, you did. Remember it well, but again, from what I've seen, the Czech Republic quality. You know, I think Croatia. That's where we've got to go and try and, like you say, like the game's not over yet. It's just one of them. The next goal is so important.
Croatia, the visitors to Hampden for Scotland's last game in the group. They play the Czech Republic here on Friday before that titanic tussle at Wembley between England and Scotland. Now Scotland would have loved to have gone into that on the back of a positive result. At the moment it isn't going to happen. Soufal plays it into Derrida on the right corner of the Scotland penalty area. Well cleared by McTominay, and Fraser has got a chance here to counter-attack. Didn't really have the confidence to use his pace to get away. Plays it infield, and it's held up well by Nisbet, and he plays it back to Robertson, who swoops it out to the right hand side, and Forrest running into the penalty area, might even go alone here. Forrest, can he get a shot away? Oh, he sold another dummy, and then he shoots left footed, and it's blocked over the crossbar. Well, he beat 2 men there, Forrest, but he couldn't beat Shaluska.
James Forrest, fantastic play there, great energy, great little bit of close control as well. I've got to say, I'm thinking he's done everything right. Shaluska's just come out of nowhere. Fantastic. There've been some outstanding blocks. You know, threw himself at the ball there. I tell you, it struck well. Vaslik would have had a question to answer there.
Corner for Scotland. Robertson swings it in, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. Vaslik plucks it neatly from the sky and then drops down over the top of the ball. It almost looked like I was giving it a kiss there in his gloves. Vaslik.
Yeah, there was, like you say, it was a kind of high ball coming in. Just try and get someone a little bit closer to Vaslik, like Lyndon Dykes. That was his job. Put him off every opportunity. I'm just looking at that Shaluska block on the monitor. Outstanding defending there. Had to just throw his body at it and got enough contact to take it wide.
The Czechs actually lost their first match at Euro 96 before recovering and reaching the final. Maybe that's something that Scotland can cling on to. I think I'm right in saying that Portugal, when they won the European Championship, didn't win a single group game. So it's not necessarily a complete disaster if you can't get off to a winning start. Here's Fraser though, right-footed effort from the edge of the area, cutting in from the left-hand side, blocked well again. Here's McGinn trying to keep it alive, and then it's hammered upfield by Derrida. 2-0 the Czechs lead. Time running out for Scotland, live on Talksport in their opening game here at Hampden Park. Cooper forward to McGinn, who turns brilliantly away from Vidra and then picks out Fraser on the edge of the area. Again, didn't really have the confidence to try and get the shot off. Robertson with a deep ball to the far post. Forrest knocks it down inside the 6-yard box. Couldn't find Adams, hooked away by Bourgil.
Have a go at goal. Have a go at goal. You know, it's a fantastic ball in from Robertson there. You know, he's looking in at James Forrest. He's and there's players on the 6-yard line. Go for goal. You know, I know he's coming back to fitness. He's not played too many games, but with on form, he doesn't even think about that. The ball was different class.
They have had opportunities today, Scotland. And I think that really will frustrate Steve Clarke more than anything else. Plus the nature of the 2 goals they conceded. One where they didn't really close down the cross. Nobody picked up Schick inside the penalty area. The second, as spectacular as it was from Schick, really all came from that poor decision making from Hendry. It's a deadly combination if you give away bad goals and you don't take the chances that come your way. That's been really the story of the afternoon. 4 minutes to play. Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 2. You're listening live on Talksport. And don't forget, more games still to come this afternoon. 5 o'clock kickoff between Poland and Slovakia, live on Talksport 2 with Mark Wilson and Perry Groves. And then at 8 o'clock, Spain take on Sweden with Jim Proudfoot and Matt Holland. The captain, Derrida, is being replaced by the Czech Republic. Petr Ševčík coming on for the final minutes at the end of the game. And the 2-goal hero, Patrick Schick, to a warm ovation to the bouncing Czech fans away to our right, is being replaced by Mikhail Kremenchik, the tall Pauk Salonika forward, who says he modelled himself when he was younger on Fernando Torres.
I think Patrick Schick today he's been outstanding, hasn't he? You know, just moments of real quality. Probably could have had a couple more, but he got a little bit kind of tippy-tappy after he got his brace.
Well, not too many people were talking about Patrick Schick as a possible Golden Boot winner, but he is level with Romelu Lukaku now as the leading goal scorer in the tournament. 2 apiece.
His goal return international has been outstanding as well, hasn't it, Alex?
12 in 26 appearances for a Czech side who aren't renowned for creating too many opportunities. You can see the bold-headed Kremenchik is going to offer just as big a physical threat. Scotland in possession with Robertson down the left-hand side, crossing towards Shay Adams, cleared away and collected on the edge of the area by McGregor. Here's McGinn now, just lost the ball under his studs, and maybe the Czechs can counter. Possession squandered by Kremenchik to McGinn, and here's Robertson, left corner of the penalty area, linking up with Fraser. Fraser with a deep delivery again, over the head of Forrest, and it will be ushered away by Jan Bourgil for a Scotland throw. It should have been a Scotland throw. It's gone the other way, Chris.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Nisbet's reaction though, and I just feel that he's taking a touch on that, turned away, tried to kind of be a little bit kind of savvy there, but I think the linesman's made the right decision there. There has been opportunities, Alex, hasn't there? There been some big opportunities. So again, it's just like you say, the small margins of football, it can be cruel at times.
9,847 the official capacity inside Hampden this afternoon. It's felt like 10 times that at times, but not too much atmosphere now with Scotland trailing by 2-0, and we've only got a little over 1 minute of the 90 remaining here on Talksport. The Czech Republic coming forward with the teenager Hosek down the left-hand side, crossing into the area, and only just over the head of Holeš. And then Soufal trying to cross it back in the box. It's behind for a goal kick for Scotland. Again, we talked about them in the build. I think Souček has been excellently efficient in front of the back four, and Vladimir Soufal has been a real threat down the right hand side.
Every time he gets forward, you know there's going to be quality on the cross there, I'm looking at it, you know, I'm thinking he's driving towards goal and just letting one go, but I feel that he's been strong, hasn't he? Defensively sound as well. Really asked the questioner. Andy Robertson pushing Robertson back. Great ball as well there.
Yeah, ball flicked into the area and a chance for Kremenchek. Good save by Marshall. Kremenchek just stabbing out the right foot after it had been flicked on by Holesh, and Marshall reacting really well to beat the ball clear. A third goal would have been cruel on Scotland. They do look like they've run out of ideas, Chris.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit expansive now. The formation's gone out the window, just players trying to affect it. You know, it's understandable, you know, we're in injury time now, aren't we? So it's just one of them again, taking risks to try and just get something. Fantastic save from Marshall there. Callum McGregor's driving forward with it. He's just waiting for something, a movement. He's taking a touch. He's getting marshalled all the way. So it's just, you just want that extra little bit of quality. He's trying to play it with the outside of his right foot down the right flank there. Just arc your ball. But at the minute, just go direct to Adams and try and pick the second ball up in that attack and third, and then play from there.
4 added minutes at the end of the game. 4 minutes for Scotland to stage a miracle recovery here. McTominay out to the right hand side and Forrest. Shay Adams coming very deep, but finds McGregor on the halfway line. He sweeps the ball out to this near touchline, and Robertson controls it neatly on the chest right in front of Steve Clarke in his charcoal suit. But Nesbitt couldn't make it stick, and Soufal nips in and just prods it back to the goalkeeper Vasily.
Yeah, just slowing it down. You know, Andy Robertson, he's tried to find Fraser there. The ball went into Nesbitt, and he's reacted to it. He's tried to just nick it with the outside of his right to put Ryan Fraser in down this left hand side, and it comes off Shaluska and just goes straight back to Vasily. And it's just one of them. If the other striker, Che Adams, if he's alive to it, he can get onto that one there. But like you say, I'm definitely clutching there when I'm saying that.
We will be bringing you a reaction from the Scotland camp. Steve Clarke and one or two players. David Tanner, our man on the touchline, will be bringing you that throughout the afternoon into the evening on Talksport. Jim White, Chris and myself will be staying with you until around about 5 o'clock, reacting to what it looks like will be an opening day defeat for Scotland. The day they've waited 23 long and often painful years for is not going to reach the conclusion that the majority inside Hampden would have wanted, and they're going to have to galvanise themselves now. Scotland are going to have to lick their wounds and try and get a positive result against England at Wembley on Friday. That's going to be a real test of character, Chris. And they passed 1 or 2 tests of character under Steve Clarke.
Yes, it is. You know, I think you look at the game, created chances, fantastic opportunities, just like you say, small margins, and it's just about being clinical. You know, being clinical in the day, little things going your way, deflections. It's a completely different story, and I think that's something that Steve Clarke and his staff will be drilling into the group. The players will know themselves.
Here's Forrest though, forward to Fraser. Another brilliant slide tackle, this time from Andrei Chalushka. I think to a man, that Czech back four have been absolutely superb.
Yeah, they have. You know, I think organised, you know, whenever that chance has presented itself for Scotland, they're through themselves, blocks, you know, that understanding, communicating, just like you say, just that little bit of savvy as well, you know, they won the penalty. They know that they have to do it to affect it. They're taking the risk.
Here's McTominay into Fraser. Can he get a shot away from the edge of the area? Cuts it back instead for McGinn. Robertson, the captain, crosses towards the far post, over the head of the goalkeeper, and it's nodded wide by Nesbitt. Well, they want a corner, and finally the official bows down to that Scottish pressure. It was a good ball, and the goalkeeper didn't really come for it. Nesbitt's headed it against Borgia. I'm not sure how they got a corner out of that.
Well, I'm looking at it now. You know, I'm sitting like that. It's a great ball in. Nesbitt headers. It's on target as well. And it's came off the back of Borgia, and then obviously I think off Nesbitt again there. But you'll take it.
Yeah, certainly the last touch was off Nesbitt, but a corner in stoppage time. Deep into added time at the end of the game, and any goal for Scotland now I don't think will be any more than a consolation, but goal difference could be important. Come the final standings in this group. One good delivery from Ryan Fraser, one good header from one of those who come forward from the back maybe, and Scotland will have something to show for their efforts, but it isn't a great delivery, and the Czech Republic have cleared the danger easily enough, as they have throughout most of the afternoon. Here's Robertson on the halfway line, goes short to Shea Adams, who uses brute strength to hold off Vidra, and then releases Robertson down the left-hand side. Scotland win a throw, but they haven't won the game, because there goes the full-time whistle. A first defeat for Scotland at Hampden Park in 9 matches. Their first since being hammered by Belgium back in September of 2019. Well, the afternoon got off to a disastrous start. Kieran Tierney ruled out by injury, a blow from which Scotland never really recovered. Patrick Schick, the Czech danger man, heading the visitors in front with 3 minutes of the first half to play, and his second goal was absolutely extraordinary. Goal of the tournament perhaps, from just inside the Scotland half, having spotted David Marshall off his line. Well, Scotland have had plenty of highs under Steve Clarke, but tonight they weren't quite able to boogie on the biggest stage of all. It finishes at Hampden Park, Scotland 0, the Czech Republic 2.